Welcome back to the Family Remission Podcast. I'm Ashley Tilford, and today we're going to be talking about creating emotionally safe homes. So, what do I mean when I say emotionally safe home? I grew up as a kid in a home that was not necessarily emotionally safe, that I was not allowed to express my feelings. I was not allowed to share my opinions, and I didn't feel like I was heard. And so we have to be very careful when we are raising our children that we are creating spaces where they feel emotionally safe, where they feel seen, where they feel heard, where they feel that they are valued. So how do you do that? Especially if you've grown up in a home that wasn't emotionally safe. So I think that the first step in creating an emotionally safe home is by fostering open communication. And when I was growing up, I did not feel that I was able to express myself openly. Couldn't be who I thought I was. I couldn't share my innermost thoughts, feelings, and desires. Why? Because somebody was always either dishonoring it or telling me it was dumb. And so when we have a space, when we create a space within our home to say, okay, this is a time or this is a place where we are not going to dishonor. And what I mean when I say dishonor, like belittle or mock or minimize, all of that is dishonoring. I'm sure you could think of more ways that you could dishonor someone, even if you don't agree with them. So creating a space where there's open communication, where someone feels safe to openly communicate, to say how they feel, even if it's going to make somebody else upset, that is important to foster because when you have that space, when you have that place to say, okay, I'm going to allow you to express yourself, even if I don't agree with it, and even if it could hurt my feelings, then you are saying to your child, your opinions, feelings, values matter. And that can be hard. That can be difficult because sometimes we don't want to hear what our child has to say. We don't really want to know the truth about how they feel because that makes us feel like we're bad parents. But if we can kind of take a step back to say, okay, this doesn't reflect on me. What they're saying, what they're feeling, what they're experiencing does not mean that my value and my worth is minimized, but also doesn't mean that their value or their worth is minimized. And so we can allow that safe place because we don't have to defend ourselves. We don't have to say, well, I didn't do that because I'm right. I'm the parent. No, we create a space where we are each valued. And obviously, you shouldn't allow someone to like be mean or whatever it might be, but it might just need to have that openness. That you can openly communicate how you're feeling, what you're thinking, even when you're scared to, even when I'm not gonna like it, even if I might disagree. Can you do that? So I think that that's the first step is creating an emotionally safe home is by having a time of open communication where your child feels safe to share. Another way that you can create an emotionally safe home is by being honest. I think in our culture we struggle with honesty because we try to people please or we want people to feel okay. And that is not necessarily the best course of action. That's not biblical. Sometimes the truth hurts. And that doesn't mean you have to be mean about it, but by acknowledging and being honest about the relationship and how it is an important step towards creating an emotionally safe home. Because if you're going to live in this place of a denial of reality, I don't really think that, anything is wrong. We're just perfectly fine. Then that doesn't create an emotionally safe place because now I don't feel that I can be honest with you and open about how I'm feeling, what I think, because you're just going to minimize it or gaslight or blame shift or whatever. And so by being honest with ourselves to say, okay, I know that as a parent, I'm going to fail you. I know as a person and Christ follower, I'm going to get it wrong. I know as a friend, I'm not going to always be the best friend. When we can be honest with ourselves, and honest with our kids about that to say, look, I'm going to mess up. I love you. And I hope that you still love me when I mess up, but I'm going to fail you. That allows an emotionally safe place in our homes because there's honesty and vulnerability. Another way we can create emotionally safe homes is by fostering intimacy. And intimacy is just closeness and it involves authenticity and vulnerability. And so when you foster a place of intimacy that says, I want to be close to you, I want to hear from you, I value you and your opinions and your thoughts and your feelings, and I see you, then your child will feel emotionally safe to say, okay, this is a place that I feel seen, I feel heard, I feel valued, that I can be myself. I can be the person that God designed me to be and don't have to be afraid. Think about all the other places that your kids go and all the other places where they may not feel like they can be close enough, they can be themselves, they have intimacy with other people. Don't you want your home to be that for your child? Don't you want your home to be the one place where they feel that they are safe, that they are loved, that they can come back to and they can rest? And when we do that and create this space for our children in their homes, we are pointing them straight to the Father. And that is really our goal, is to be the first example for our children of a loving father, a safe place, one that we can go to and we can be honest and vulnerable and intimate because he loves us and he cares for us and he already knows our hearts anyway. And so when we foster that in our own homes with our own children, we are being a good example of the loving father to them. And that's really the ultimate goal of creating an emotionally safe home anyway. So, if some of these things are difficult or they're new or you've never heard them before or never thought about it that way before, I would encourage you to check out my Pathway to Wholeness course. It's available on my website. It really breaks it down how to walk through forgiveness, how to walk through reconciliation, how to walk through identifying the lies that you've believed so that you yourself can experience emotionally healthiness and when you yourself experience emotional healthiness, then you can translate that to your home and to your children as well. So I also have some free forgiveness and reconciliation printables. You can print them out and post them on the wall so you can teach and train your kids how to walk through the steps of forgiveness and walk through the steps of reconciliation. And so that way you can begin to foster, again, that emotionally safe home for your kids and for your spouse and for yourself. So you can check out that and more resources available on the website at ashleytilford.com.